Hey everyone, today I'm going to have a look at these Transformers RPMs. So we've got Mudflap and Skids right here. We've got Sideswipe, which is the RPM version. And we've got Jolt right here. So I bought these because those of you who watch my channel know that I'm trying to collect like a 1/64 scale of diecast of either the vehicles or the robots, and these are the only ones I could find for these particular bots, apart from Sideswipe, who you know, Hot Wheels made a cool version of the Corvette Stingray concept car, so that's really cool. And you know, Hot Wheels have done a Volt, but for some reason they decided to amp it up and call it the Super Volt, which looks, you know, it's got like even got a parachute deployment bit here and a massive DuckTales spoiler right there. So sadly, you know, there's only one car that other companies have made, so I had to settle for the RPMs. Now these are all completely plastic, not really die-cast, and they're massively out of scale, so like 1/50. I mean, there's no way. You can see it next to the Hot Wheels Stingray. There's no way they should be that massive. But they're just kids' toys, I guess. But that was the only representation I could find of these vehicles, of the Transformers. So in this video, let's take a look at the packaging and let's have a close-up. Let's take a quick look at all the packaging and stuff we've got here before I rip it open and say goodbye. So we've got a picture of Jolt, which I don't actually think he made much of an appearance in Revenge of the Fallen. We've got his car here on the back. There's one thing I noticed, which is that there's a silver mirror here, but actually in the real model it's just plain blue along with a plastic body. I'm pretty sure this is plastic, but we'll find out once we open it. These are the others in the series. We've got Sideways, Bumblebee and Sideswipe, which I've also got here, which I'll show you. Does not convert, but they do have the little robot image underneath, which I will go into. So there we go, that's Jolt. Then we've got Sideswipe. In a previous video I have the RPM version, which is like the Robo Riders, where you do have a little model of Sideswipe, and this is the car version. Now I also have done a video on the Hot Wheels version of the real car, and it's the concept Stingray, Corvette Stingray. This doesn't look anything like it really. I mean, it doesn't even have the split window, and they can't for licensing reasons. So this is like a generic sports car made to look like Sideswipe. That's what Sideswipe looks like right there. Let's just focus in on the artwork. Like that. There you go. Let's just do that again for Jolt, because I know it wasn't that particularly clear. And finally, let's have a look on the back. Yeah, it's the same back. We've got Jolt here. Again, there's some things missing, which I will go through. And lastly, we've got this 2-pack. Mudflap versus Autobot Skids. I don't know why they needed to put Autobot in front of Skids, but there we go. And not sure what this means, but hey, either side of something. Not really sure. Anyway, here we go. This Mudflap right here, pretty ugly looking mashup robot, and Skids, also, you know, a vast change from the G1 design. Where was this? We got Honda City 2 Turbo. Anyway, this is on the back, so we've got the image here. We've got this one here. And we've got some licensing. GM Motors. And they're all just like Chevrolet. There's the Beat, there's the Trax. And there is the Volt, which is this one. So again, I couldn't find like a Hot Wheels version of them, which is a shame, and I've got these versions. Now these versions, they are a bit bigger than 1/64. I'd say they're about 150. So yeah, slightly bigger. But anyway, let's get these all open and I can show you up close. Okay, so here are the 4 cars from Revenge of the Fallen. I'm just going to take a quick look at the sample artwork and see what the difference is, because so I think here they used like silver chrome for the wheels, when here it's more of a dull grey. And the front looks the same. This is like one of the simpler models. The back has got like a red bar here. So that's that. I think that's just shadow. So that's pretty accurate. Let's take a look at Jolt. So this one, here you've got quite a lot missing here. There should be like a chrome section here. It's not here. And the silver wing mirrors, that's not here either. But the rest is there. So these lights as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's the orange indicator missing from the side. So there's missing quite a few little details that just accentuate it just a little bit better. And also these are dark, and these are like got chrome. So maybe there's like another version of Jolt out there. If you have it, let me know in the comments below. Let's check these guys. So Mudflap. Maybe there should be like an extra blue highlight here that's missing. And I think that's supposed to be blue as well from the appearance here, but just these little details that are just not there. And the last one, Skids. Let's have a look here. So there's a bit of silver missing here. That looks like a different tone of blue here. But other than that, it's got the rest there. Maybe I can just use a Molotow pen and just bang it on. It shouldn't be too difficult either. So just a couple of little paint details missing. But, you know, that was common back then, where you have like a production image and it looks really, you know, well lighted, lots of little details, and then you get the real production version from the factory and it doesn't come out the same. So, but yeah, anyway, here we are. Let's have a look at these close up. So this, what I like underneath is that Skids. They've got a little image of the robot and the name. I'm not sure, I think this red label has got something to do with something, like a version of it, or because maybe there's like reproductions of this in a series that they do. Again, so it's quite small, quite chunky, but still out of scale. It's like a 1:50 rather than a 1:64. These guys, Mudflap and Skids, should be tiny. And it's got this pattern on it, which is semi-accurate to the vehicle. You can see up close. Probably no interior. Actually, there might be an interior. It's just very well hidden if there is one. Maybe there isn't, because it's all, the windows are tinted blue. And you got spoiler here, and then the back as here. So there's like a Chevrolet Beat Trax and a Volt. There's quite a lot of Chevrolets involved in Transformers. Oh, we've got the Autobot logo towards the back. And I haven't really found any other diecasts of these Chevrolet models from anyone else in 1/64 scale. So this is the only way to get them, really, is these RPMs. So here we have Mudflap, and got his little goofy face right there as well. Is that chrome? Red chrome? So he's red chrome on the bottom, and it's got less chrome here. Okay, Sideswipe. So it's a really cool sports car that they've made, like a modded version, but again, no split window, doesn't look like the Corvette. And I'll bring on the Hot Wheels model to show you, which is this one. So this is the sleek version. I love this one. Such a cool concept car. So the front part is the same with the raised part here. The front has to be different because it's just copyright otherwise if they copied this. And the back, as before I mentioned, split window. and also these air intakes as well. They really had to change quite a lot of it to just make it like that as a generic. But there's a cool robot image underneath though, with his blades. And there you go for that. And last but not least, let's get this here. Jolt. It's got a picture here. It's got these sort of metallic whips that electrify. And it's got this light blue highlight here. It's got a red light here. Volt mentioned there. And again, these are really light models, all plastic. And these are the highlights there. Maybe I can get a Molitor pen and add on that section there, and on the wing mirrors too, right here. So there we go, that's a close-up look. Let's give these guys a spin. Okay, so here we've got Mudflap and Skids, the duo who took down Devastator. I remember watching this in the IMAX, Waterloo, London, and there was that joke that Lieutenant Simmons says about being under, like, his position is underneath the robot's balls, and how everyone is cracked up in the cinema. Pretty fun times. I think it's interesting now how a lot of articles, you know, when people look back and they say that, oh, you know, the robot modes for these guys, it was all like racist and all this stuff, but yeah, back then I think people, yeah, just different time, I guess. Okay, let's have a look at the next two. Okay. So I think that's probably all the RPMs I've got for now. I do have some, but I've not made a video yet for for Dark of the Moon. They were very hard to track down, and they weren't called RPMs. They were called something like Stealth Stars or something, because the RPMs line wasn't doing too well in sales, and I think they kind of rebranded it. But this, yeah, after this time, it kind of just, they were popular at first, but the sales massively dropped. So it's a shame we didn't get all of the Autobots or Decepticons, because it's nice to have a complete set. Okay, let me know what you think, if you have RPMs or if you played with these when you were younger, and see you in the next video. Let's get these guys one last time. As you can see, yeah, Mudflap and Skids are supposed to be way smaller, but they're massive.